Hi guys, Squirrel here and welcome to Trucking School. In the next set of videos, I'm going to teach you everything that you need to play American Truck Simulator and drive trucks in the game. Most things that you'll learn here are applicable to Euro Truck Simulator since both games are very similar. So let's run through the episodes in order. In episode 1, which is this episode, I'm going to look at the controls setup. These are the basic controls that you need to operate the truck. In episode 2, I'm going to look at your first delivery. In that episode, I'll be teaching you how to make your very first delivery in the truck. In episode 3, we'll look at choosing a job, how to sort jobs, what to look for, and how to get the best out of the job market. In episode 4, I'll teach you how to drive a truck. This will include cornering, cruise control, damage and repair, weighing stations, recovery, and fatigue. In episode 5, I'm going to teach you how to reverse a truck, how to turn, arcs, near side and offside, and the use of mirrors. In episode 6, I'm going to teach you how to park a trailer, planning, orientation, positioning, the length of the trailer, near side and offside reverses, and the use of the cameras. In episode 7, we're going to look at advanced driving, manual gears, rev management, fuel efficiency, hill climbing, engine brakes, and retarders. And in the final episode, episode 8, I'm going to look at driver and company guide, driver skills, recruiting, loans, and general company management in the game. Whether you're new to American Truck Simulator or a seasoned veteran of Euro Truck Simulator, hopefully there's something for everybody in this set of videos. Every video is linked in the video description, and you really should work through them in a series. So go ahead, start the game, create a brand new profile, and skip the tutorial as I'm going to teach you everything you need to know. Let's get started. So here you are in your truck. You've started your company, you've named it, you've picked your avatar, you've even picked your starting city, and the game has thrown you into a truck. Now what do you do? Well, I'm sure you're itching to drive this truck, but before you jump in and start pressing on that accelerator and turn it straight into the wall in front of you, let's go through some of the controls so that you'll get the best out of the game and start you off in the right way. First thing you want to do, press escape key, go to options, and then go to your controls. Now, I don't know what you chose here. It depends on what equipment you've got. You might only have a keyboard. You could have something like an Xbox One controller plugged in, or you may have a full steering wheel setup. But you need to choose that here depending on what you've got. I've got a steering wheel, so I'm going to choose that. But it really doesn't matter if you've only got an Xbox or a keyboard. It's fine. Euro Truck is pretty forgiving in that sense. Next thing you want to do is choose a controller subtype, whether it's a wheel, a gamepad, or a joystick. I've chosen a wheel here. Transmission. This is really important. If you're very new to this game, put it on simple automatic. What it means is the truck will take care of itself. You press to go forward, it will go forward. You press to go back, it will go back. Feel free to choose a more difficult setting if you want to. For example, the full trucking experience would require you to have a wheel with a manual shifter and go to H shifter. You can also go to sequential or even real automatic. For now, for this tutorial, we're going to leave it on simple automatic. Ignore these settings around force feedback unless you have a wheel. If you find when you're steering that the sensitivity of the wheel is wrong, adjust this slider here. Coming down, let's go and look at some of the basic controls here. Now, if you've got an Xbox controller or wheel plugged in, just double check that when you press on your accelerator or your brake axis that you're actually getting some control here. Same thing with the wheel. Just make sure that everything's working as you expect. Scrolling down, ignore all the shifter positions unless you're going for a complete manual experience, and then go over to keys and buttons here. Now, there are some controls that we're going to use in this episode. I'm going to take you through just the important ones here. You can remap any of these controls. They are defaulted, but you can remap them to something else. First thing we're going to need is turning the engine on and off. This is here, the engine start and stop key, the E key. Make a note of this or remap it onto a button. This will let you start and stop the engine. Second thing is the parking brake, very important. This is mapped to the space key by default. Again, remap it if you want to. Then we've got the indicators. Now the indicators are down here, left indicator and right indicator. Left bracket and right bracket. These are not strictly necessary, but I very much encourage you to start off in the right way and use the indicators. Something else that is more important are the lights. This is the L and the K key. L to turn the lights on, K to put the hind beams on. Scroll further down again and you've got the wipers mapped to the P key. The wipers are very important. It doesn't rain that often in Nevada and in California, but when it does, you will need the wipers, so make a note of that key. Lastly, you've got the camera controls, which are down the bottom here. Don't need to change these unless you want to, but you could map some buttons. 1, 2 and 3 are the only options we're going to do here. And finally, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, the trailer detach key is the T key and the world map is the M key. They're the only controls that we're going to need. Feel free to remap them onto a controller if you see fit, but you don't have to. Okay, so we've gone through the controls. You've seen some of the keys that we're going to use today. Let's put them into practice, shall we? First thing we can do is press the E key. Now the E key will turn the engine on like this. Okay, the truck now starts up, the engine is now idling. If you press the space bar, look at the display, you'll see the little red P symbol come on. Press the space bar and it goes away again. The P key is the parking brake, and when the parking brake is on, the truck is immobilized. If you press the accelerator, whatever button you've mapped that to or on your controller, you'll see that it won't move. We get a warning saying the parking brake is on. Now the parking brake is very, very useful, but we'll cover that when we get to the trucking side of things. Let's take a look at the cameras. This is camera number 1. If you press 1 on your keyboard, that's camera 1. If you press 2, it will go to an external flyby. Move the mouse around or the controller and you'll move the camera around. Now this camera is extremely useful. Not only does it let you look at your truck and your trailer, which can also be very handy when you're reversing, but it lets you see the scenery around you, so you can see any obstacles in your way. You can see where maybe you have to reverse into, and you can even see the scenery, which is pretty beautiful in American Truck Simulator. If you press the number 3 key, it will give you an overhead view. Again, this can be useful if you're reversing the trailer into position, but key 1 and key 2 are pretty much the only ones you need to worry about right now. So press the 1 and bring yourself back in the truck. Let's look at the indicators. Now, the indicators are mapped to the angle brackets, the left bracket, and the right bracket. We can see this on the outside. If you press the number 2 key, spin yourself around, you'll see the indicators, left bracket, and right bracket. Let's put the lights on. The lights was mapped to L and K. Now L will put the side lights on. Press L again and it'll put the main lights on. You need to have these lights running at night. If you don't, you will be penalized. Press the K key and it'll put the full main beams on. You can see where you're going, but the AI will flash you to tell you you've got the main beams on. It's discourteous, but hey, it's the AI. Do so if you wish. Press K and L to turn the lights off. Press the right bracket, turn the indicators off. And that's the lighting system. Now, we're almost ready to drive off, but let me just show you something. The trailer is attached to the truck by the kingpin, or the fifth wheel as it's called. If you press the T key, it will detach the trailer. If you now drive forward, press space to turn the parking brake off, drive forward a little bit, and you can see you can drive away from your trailer. Reverse to go back, until you get into position and you get that little pop-up that says press the T key again, reattach the trailer. That is how you attach and detach a trailer in American Truck Simulator. So now we're almost ready to drive, but one last thing to show you is the map. If you press the M key, it will bring up the map. Hold down the right mouse button and it will scroll around the map. You can see this is all the world that you can drive in. This can be expanded either by official DLC or by mods. If you scroll the mouse wheel, it will scroll you in to where you are. This is where you're located, indicated by the blue triangle. The red is your current sat-nav route. If the road is yellow, it means you have driven down that before, but it will all start off grey when you first begin American Truck Sim. Now, this isn't just a map tool, it's also a navigation aid. So what you can do is you can reroute where you want to go. So if you click on any position, the sat-nav will recalculate a route via that waypoint. If you click again, it will put down a second waypoint, and it will calculate the route again. If you want to reset, just click Reset Navigation up here. That is the basics of how you route yourself in American Truck Sim. Now, the AI most of the time will give you a good route, but some of the times it will give you a bad one. One thing what you will be aware of is if you go via a city, you may want to go inside the city for a discoverable. So for example, if we scroll down in LA down here, you can see there's a question mark here. There's a discoverable point. If we wanted to, if we were going past LA, we could reroute the sat-nav to bring us past this point here, and then it would discover that discoverable. That can be very handy. But that's just the basics of navigation. Press the M key to close the map. Let's press the 1 key and get back inside the truck. There's a couple of things I want to show you here. Now, you may feel like maybe you're a bit high or a bit low or you're a bit too close to the wheel. You may also feel like the mirror on your left here is not quite right. It needs to be adjusted. Well, all of this can be adjusted. So before we drive off, let's adjust the seat and the mirrors. Press the F4 key. The F4 key will come up first with the light adjustments. Forget that. Press it again and it will go with mirror adjustments. Let's not do the mirrors first, get the seat position right first. So press F4 again. So we pressed F4 3 times. That brings us to the seat adjustment window. Very simply, W and S, or click on these icons, will move you forward and backwards. So move it forward and backwards to wherever you feel comfortable. Move it up and down to whatever you feel comfortable. And you can even adjust the angle that the camera looks at, either up, down, left or right, or sideways. Get yourself in a comfortable seating position that feels natural and right for you. Then press the F4 key again. That's adjusted the seat position. Now we need to adjust the mirrors. Now, you may have noticed that there's a mirror on the left, and then top right is a view from the right mirror. The reason for that is that as you're looking forward in the truck, you can't see your right mirror unless you look over towards it. So what they do by default is give you a pop-up of the right mirror. You can change this by pressing the F2 key. If you press the F2 key, it will cycle through different mirror configurations. Choose something that you feel happy with. Now you've done that, you may want to adjust the mirrors themselves. To do this, press the F4 key twice. That will take you to the mirror adjustment window. You can adjust the main mirror and the small mirror. The main mirror is adjusted by clicking on the number 1 and then adjusting these buttons here, WASD, will take the mirror left, right, up and down. Click on the number 5 at the top and that will adjust the right main mirror. Click on 7 and it will adjust the small right mirror. And click on 6 and it will adjust the small left mirror. So again, adjust the mirrors to suit. The other mirrors are only used when you've got mirrors actually on the hood. Click X to close. Now we're sat comfortably and we can see out of our mirrors. Life is good. In the next episode, I'm going to teach you how to drive the truck very simply from A to B, and we're going to deliver this cargo. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Give me a like if you did. Until the next video, take care and happy trucking.